Hi there and welcome back to Digital Disciples. In this episode we're going to be looking at the web version of the YouVersion app on there. So we're looking at the stuff that appears on the computer, not on the phones so much this week. In the first video we did on YouVersion, we looked at how to set up the app on the phone, how to sort of do the basic Bible reading, so reading the text, how to select verses, highlighting, bookmarking and that sort of thing, and some of the other basic functions. In the second video we looked particularly at Bible plans, so that's the Bible reading plans where you can actually then start to look at the text, not just to read it but also to study it more. So we looked at personal reading plans, how to set up a plan just for yourself, but we also looked at how to set up a plan for a group, for more than one people, so you can get that growing through discipleship by growing with each other type of Bible study. This week we're going to look at the YouVersion web-based version of YouVersion, which is when we actually look at it, you'll see that it's very, very similar. So you can do an awful lot of the things that you can do on the app. So you've still got the option for personal Bible reading, setting up plans for yourself and for groups in exactly the same way. But one of the things I want to particularly look at this week is a thing called events. Now, what events are a way of taking the Bible app, the YouVersion app, to almost the next level to a certain extent. Because it really starts about bringing in and starting to incorporate things that you would use in a more group type setting, so a more church-based setting or a more discipleship group setting. So instead of just looking at just the Bible text, for instance, one thing you can actually do with the events is to bring in all of your external stuff. That is the stuff that's external to the text itself. So that could be your announcements, to your notices, any external media such as video or songs or etc. You can all bring those into the app as well. And also, as well as the verses, if you're doing it as part of maybe a church service, you can bring in sermon notes in there. As a part of a Bible study, you can bring in Bible study notes. And it just means you can bring in an awful lot of information altogether. So essentially, whereas when you attend an event, you may get a piece of paper with the order of service or the order of the event. By using the events page, you can actually bring that all into YouVersion. So basically everybody can essentially have a digital copy of exactly what's happening. And you can build that from scratch very, very easily. And that's one of the things that we're going to do. So without any further ado, let's jump over into the Bible app itself. So here, what have we got here? We have got, we're over in YouVersion. So if I just actually scroll to the top of the screen there, we're in the YouVersion. So essentially all we did to get to there, we went into Google, typed in YouVersion, it came to here, and we hit the Bible app button just here. And if you scroll down from there, you get to this bit here where it says install for iOS, install for Android, install for voice. And what we're interested in this time is this one here, which is visitbible.com. Which is the web version. It's where the app information sits there. So it's bible.com. So we'll hit that button and that takes you over to here. Now, what may happen here? You may actually get in a sign-in sheet. It depends on how you've set up your account. I'd actually got my link to a Google account for Digital Disciples, which is where the Google browser is actually logged into already. So as a result, it's logged straight into my Digital Disciples YouVersion page. So what have we got? It's opening here straight into there, but if I just click on home, you'll see that on the home page is where we get a lot of our notifications and a lot of our history stuff, so things that I've done within the app itself. And this will be both stuff I've done on the phone and stuff I've done within the web version. There's the read page here. So again, that's just like the Bible. You've got an option there to just read your Bible. And as you can see, we've got exactly the same sort of setup here. We've got the ability here to search for books and verses, and books, chapters, verses of different Bibles there. We've got the option for the different
versions in exactly the same way. So King James, New International, almost every version of the Bible that's possibly out there as well. We've got a parallel option, so again there we can click on that, and what that will do, that will bring the text in 2 columns in the different versions. So in this case I've got the NIV and the King James, because those happen to be the ones that were up at the top of the list. But again, you can just move on there. So go to say Amplified Bible, for instance, on there. We've got this option here as well. So I'm just going to close and exit parallel mode. We've got the option here to play back, so that works very much like we've got in the app version as well. You've got the option to have it read to you. So if I clicked on that, it would now start reading this passage to me again. So we've got the audio version. The 2 little letters here, that allows us to set the settings for reading. So again, we can make it smaller or we can make it larger, depending on how we actually want to have it. Change the font. We've got a few other things like making footnotes visible and actually making the numbers. So if I say take that one out, that takes the verse numbers out, etc. on there. You've also got the option within the reader, just like you have in the app. So if I tap on a particular verse, you can see that what it's doing, it's now highlighting those. And as soon as you start choosing verses, it opens up this bit at the bottom. Or you've got the option to share the verse, copy the verse, bookmark it, make a note against it. And the options here to highlight again. So you've got all your highlight colours at the bottom. So again, I could just click on that, and that will then highlight the verses that I just lit up. So again, you've got the option to highlight things and do all the things that we used to do before on here. Other things, so if I go over to the plans page and click on plans, that takes you over to the plans page, and again you've got the option there. It opens up on the my plans bit side there, and we've got also the discover, and if I click on discover, you will see that opens up the plan search page. And again, this looks very, very similar to the one we see on the phone app on there. So again, you can just scroll through to find apps on different subjects here. And again, you've also got the option up at the top here to search. So I could search for discipleship, for instance, on here, hit the enter button, and it's going to immediately then bring up lots of different options for discipleship. So I could click on that one there, for instance. On there, if I was interested in looking at that, you've got the names and the subject. So I could click on that, and that gets me into the title page with the information, very similar to what we've seen on the phone app. Start this plan again, and again by myself or with friends in exactly the same way as we've done there. And if you're still not sure how to do that, then nip back over to the second video where I'll go into a bit more detail on how to set up the various different plans on there. Then over here we've got notifications, so that click on that will be any notifications associated with there. So that will include maybe things that friends have done, for instance, on there. The list of friends, I'm not going to open that on there. Settings, so that's got all the settings for the app that we've got on here on there. So name of the profile and sort of setting up things like various different options on there. So friends, notes, bookmarks, etc. So let me just come back out of that one again. What I'm really interested in looking at there, so as you can see there, the web option is very, very similar. So what you can see there is the web option is very, very similar to what we're seeing within the actual phone app version, and they both tie together quite well. And some of the things there that I've done are things that I've done within the phone app and not the web app, and it's all synced across. So as long as you sign in with your account password, then it puts everything together quite nicely on there. But what I actually want to look at is, I just want to go back to the home page here. So let's look, scroll back on here. And what I'm particularly interested in is this bit down here. So you've got various different options down at the bottom here. So you've got the different versions there are: languages, help, events, social, donate, prayer, and a few things to do specifically with the app in regards to Bible.com that actually sorted it all out. But the thing I want to look at is this thing where it says events. As I said, what events is, it allows us to bring within the app itself a lot more information. So structure your event, your church service, your Bible study, etc., with all its content and bring it all together. So let's hit the events button. We'll see that. And that will initially bring you to this page here. And here is a really good page if you just want to get an idea where it gives you an overview of really what the idea behind events is. So it's getting the messages out there, it's having all the content on the smartphone, etc. So you've got options for different things, and there's like a little interactive video bit playing just there as well. But let's go over and create an event. Now, I've created an event a few weeks ago, and I'll be creating ones in the future. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go over to the create the event page now. So if you click on there, what it will do, it will go over to here, and what it may do, it may link you straight in. Now what it's done for me, it's because I'm already logged in, I say, because everything's linked to my Google account, I'm using the Google browser, it's just brought everything together on that one page on there. So let's just have a look. So this is one I set up last week, so I'm just going to view that just to give you an idea of what the finished product looked like, and then I'm going to go through how we actually built that up. So if I look on that event, we've got Thursday night disciples group, Thursday night online disciple group, what the event was, when it was there, what the location and times were, and then basically you've got a bit of text at the top on there. We've got the title, we've got an external link to an external website where we got our video input stuff, our Bible study information from, and then we've got lots of notes, and these are notes that I'd made prior to the meeting to just give a bit of an overview of what we were going to be learning on there. We've also got within here different Bible verses on there, so the things that are referred to within the notes and within the teaching video we watched, I've included those verses directly within the notes here. So I've got all the information that that's accessible and to do with that particular study that we did together. And then right at the bottom, in order to go further into the data, because the study was, if I go to the top there, study was on what books make up the Bible. What we also included last week was a couple of other plans, within YouVersion itself, that allows you to then go into a bit deeper. So we had our Bible study, which was just one evening, and then basically to explore some of those concepts further, links to other Bible plans within the YouVersion community to then explore that a little bit further. So and then we basically launched that, and then that was available in the app. And I'll at the end of when we've gone through this, I'll go over to what it looks like in the Bible study app as well. So how did I actually put this together? Well, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go back. I'm going to go over to the My Events page here, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go through how I actually created that, and you'll see it's very, very easy to set up, very straightforward. And again, it becomes a very, very useful thing to do. Now, one of the things I would always suggest doing is that before you actually create the event within YouVersion, is to have it all written down. So basically put down, maybe in a Word document, all the things that you want to include. And if I just open up this screen here, you'll see here was a Word document that I put together that was everything to do with this event. So we had Thursday night Bible group, why I believe in the Bible, so a little bit of an information here. The external link I was going to do, because what we were doing as part of our Bible study groups, we were watching a set of study videos on a website called Right Now Media. And so that was an external content. So the idea is that we would watch that video and then discuss it and etc. And then basically what I did, because I was leading the group, and I watched the video prior to doing this, and I made some notes and picked up certain specific notes within the study itself, and pop those down here together with the various Bible verses. So how do you actually put this into the event? So let's jump back to the event page. So let's go back to here, tap on that and over to the event. So let's create a new event. So let's do it as if we were doing it from scratch. So what I'll do, I'll just take the title, and essentially all I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to that Word document and I'm going to literally just copy the title, and then I'm just going to paste it in there. So there's the title. And then church name and organisation, I'm just going to call it Digital Disciples, because that's the website. That's who we are. We're Digital Disciples. And then basically event description. I'm just going to put Bible study on where the books of the Bible came from. When I say this study, we're just looking about the books that made up our Bible and why they're actually made up in that particular way, and why the books were particularly chosen. So that's on there. Now you've got the option to put an image in there. Now the image does have to be this size, so you have actually maybe got to create an image that will fit into those sort of dimensions on there. It's totally optional, so I'm not going to actually put in a video. I'm going to go over to add locations and times. Now when you go here, you've got to add a physical location, add a virtual location, and here, and if you've got a church, if part of the church online platform, which I'm not. You've got the options to put those in there. So if we say put in a physical location, you can pop that in there. You then need to put your address in here. So I'm just going to put the town where I live. So it's not going to be an actual location in there. So I live in Sheffield in the UK. So I'm just going to pop that just there. I'm also going to put a time for the meeting. Now you can put any time in on there. Now it is in US format, because it's the website is US based, so it does appear in US format. So I'm going to put it to say next, it's coming Thursday maybe, and I'm going to set it to the time of the meeting. Now because my Bible study includes people from sort of other parts of the world, my Bible study is actually 11 p.m. at night. For me, it's actually 6 p.m. for some of the other people who are studying. But again, you can set that for whatever time is local to you. So once you actually set your location and set your time, click save this location, and that will appear on there, and this location is now going to be used. So now we just need to add in our content, and this is where it becomes quite easy. So we've got, within our content, we've got the options for lots of things. We've got text, so this will include maybe the title of the study we're doing, any notes that we want to add, basically any text content that you want to include in there. So Bible references, so these, if you refer to any Bible specific Bible texts and you want to include those can be in there. Now obviously if it's something like a church service, you might have a welcome introduction, you might have some announcements, and then you might have the actual Bible reference, the main Bible reference that maybe the sermon is going to be set upon, for instance. You've got any images you want to use, and these can be images that you've maybe created within the YouVersion app itself, and I'll maybe put a couple of those in there. External links, so this is where it allows you to link to external media. Now in my case, I'll be linking to an external video from a website called Right Now Media, but that external link is essentially any URL you can choose. So anywhere where you want to pull content from, and you want your attendees or the people who are going to have access to the events page, wherever you want to get those, and say that could be external links to absolutely anywhere as well. And it could also be an external link to maybe your church's small groups page, for instance. So you've got them there. Giving links, so basically if you are part of a digital ministry that is supported via donations from your members, then obviously you've got that option there, and a set of announcements on there. So let's go about building something here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit text. So I'm going to start off with some text, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to put the title and the subtitle from that Word document that I had on the other page. So we'll put that in there and let's pop that in there. So why we believe the Bible on there, and talking about things like that. And I'm going to put another text message on here, and I'm going to put the title, which is Study 3, which books make up the Bible, on there. I say I could put an image in there, so I'm going to click on the image now. Now, if you click on the image, you've got to drag and drop an image, so you may not need to then open up another page, for instance, on there that will have your maybe your Windows Explorer type page, for instance, on there, and that will then allow you to then open there. And I say you've got to make sure you've got all your image files ready to go. And again, you've got to, in this case, it's got to be a square image page. So, for instance, it could be one of anything on there. So I'm just going to drag a picture over for the sake of example. So you can pull that across there, and that's going to be on there. And this was it wasn't anything to do with this particular study, but this is just to show you that you can pull those pictures across. And this was a one that I've created within the YouVersion app, actually within my phone. So those become available as well. So let's have a look. So let's next thing on. So let's have a quick look on there. Yeah. So the next thing I got was was an external link. So let's go up to external link. So as I say, that goes down here. So then you can give the link a name on here. So this was I say this particular link was a study by a guy called John Piper. So I'm just going to put the link label, why we believe that the Bible is studied by John Piper, is on there. And what I'm going to do then is just copy the link, which I'll say I've already put that on the page over there. Just Control C to copy and paste it in, and that's now actually in there. And that's now ready to go on there. And then what I've got, the next thing I particularly had were then lots of notes. So basically, let me just copy a few of these down. So I'm going to just copy these. On there. So text again on there. So I'm just going to copy. Click on there, copy of those. So that's just where the notes begin. On there, let's have another one here. So there's another section on there, so let's copy those on there. Another text one on there, let's copy those on here. So this was just talking about some references in the New Testament that talked about the fact that Jesus referred to the Old Testament on there as well. And as you can see here, what we've got is we've actually got some of the verses, and some of these verses were actually mentioned within the video. So if you want to highlight these verses as well, what you could then do is hit the Bible reference button, and that will put a book for the Bible references. Now, what's quite useful here is that if you've got a reference like here, like this John 10:35 here, first just change the book to John on there, but then you can actually just copy the verse directly. So I could copy that there, from there, paste it just here, and that's now put that verse in there. And I could do likewise. So let's just add another Bible reference in here, say maybe the Luke 24 one here. So again, just change the book here, copy that bit here, and that's in there as well. So, and again, you can then build it up in this same way as you do here, and then basically you can add other things on however you like. Now, one of the things as well that you can do is you can add other things in. Now, basically, if you wanted to add something else, you could click it somewhere else on there and add it there. So maybe if you realise that you've forgotten to add something in here, for instance, you've got that option. You've also got the option, obviously, to take things out. So if I don't actually want that image, I can just take that out in the same way as well. So, and I'm building up my thing here. So and what you can do is at any point, if you go to the bottom here, you can go to preview and just have a look at what that's going to be. And this basically then gives you an idea of how it will be viewed within the app itself. So here we are. We have all the information there. and everything's going on there. We've got a link there, and if I click on that one there, that's going to open up the link, and if you're doing it within here, that's opened it up here, and this has brought us to here, which is where our external media is on there. I'm just going to go back, just hit the back button to bring us back to how we've set it up here. So that's essentially our event. Now, as I said, one of the things you can do also in here is add other content afterwards. So if I go back to the contents page, what I could also add here within there, after the notes, I could maybe add supplementary questions to get people thinking about the content and the things we've been discussing on there. And another thing you can do, which is quite nice, is to link it into Bible study plans. Now, very often you might just have an event where you just maybe look at everything once, but you may actually then look. One of the things you can do with a lot of these things is to then suggest things that people can then do afterwards to maybe get into a bit deeper here. So essentially, because this study was called Why We Believe in the Bible, on there, I can actually link it to maybe a plan within YouVersion itself. So I've hit the plan button there, and right at the bottom of the list here, I've got search for a reading plan. So I could put Bible on there. Now, by doing that, that's not spelled Bible correctly, it would always be a good start on that one. On there. So now what I've got is a list of Bible reading plans that sit within YouVersion itself. So again, I can then look through these, and maybe it's because I want a short plan, one that's sort of going to just give something to look at between we next meet again. So I might want to look at something that's maybe 4 or 5 days. So there's one there, for instance. I could click on that one on there, and that's going to put there on there. And this is a plan that we've got in there as well. And so what I've now got, if I go to my preview now, what I have is I have all my information, my notes, my external information, my various different verses and things in there, plus some external things on there. So what I can do now, I can now publish this. So I say what you've got here, you've got a link, so I could copy this link and pass it on to my the group of people who are going to be joining me for this event. Here it's going to be discoverable, so it's going to be discoverable from the 7th of May, so that's actually going to be discoverable from today on this, discoverable from last night essentially. It's going to go live on the 12th of May at around about 10:30, and then it will disappear from the main YouVersion app events page here. However, if you save an event, if once you've accessed it, you save that event, that becomes archived and is then accessible for all of you now as well. So that's all quite nice within that. Okay, so then what I could do, I could publish that event there, and that will now there, your event is now published, and that now that's actually going to go available on there. So what does it actually look like? So let's just have a look on a view on one of the old ones, just to give you an idea. So this was the old one, and how it actually looked on there now. As I said, you can access this the events both here on YouVersion or actually on the Bible app. And on the YouVersion web version, if you access the event, this is essentially what it will look like. So you'll have all the information here. And one of the nice things about this also is that it allows those who are attending the event to actually add their own private notes. So you've got all these notes here. So basically, if you happen to pick something up during the service that you want to make notes on, you can again just add your own notes. Let's put example note here, just type in your own notes and save those, and those become then part of your own study resource, etc. Go down to the events, and basically then again what you can do then is just again click on the event, and then that takes you into the event page itself. So let's just click on the title there. Read plan on there. It's moving over. It's just waiting to. It's just you're going to move it over there, and then that just accesses the Bible plans in exactly the same way as if you were going on there. And again, you've got the option there to start this plan, and away you go again. So let's just now jump over to the what it looks like on the actual Bible app itself. So let's have a look at how it appears on the app. So here we are on the app. Let's have a look down. So let's go down to more. Now what I'm going to go to the button that says events. Now what it's going to do, it's going to find my location. It's looking for any events in that area. And what we've actually got, the Thursday night discipleship group has come up just there. So I can just tap on that. And this is what we've got. So I've got Thursday night discipleship group, and then I've got the various different bits again. So I've got all the text, why we believe, what the study is with the link to the external media again, which is then opens up nicely onto the external media, and then all the other information that I've put in before. And as we go down, we've got the various different text and the various different references as we go along. So as you can see, it's all worked quite well on there. There we go. John's there, Ephesians there. And at the bottom there, we've got again the options for these plans, and again we've got the option straight away of just tapping on that to have a look at the plan to see what it's there. Same with Bible for grown-ups, etc. is on there as well. And of course, because we're in the YouVersion app, if I do actually look at the particular reference as well there, I've got all that option there to open the reference and again read the full chapter if I want. I can also again highlight and do images and all these other things that we used to do that I mentioned before. So that's the how it appears in the YouVersion app as well. So that's the web-based version of the YouVersion app. So as you can see, an awful lot of information there. So as you can see, there's a lot of stuff you can use between both, whether you use the phone or whether you use the web version. You've got a lot of crossover there. And as I said at the beginning, if you actually sign in with your account on there, then it's going to sync across. So the things you can do on the phone are going to be synced across to your web version and vice versa. So basically everything's together in one place. I hope you found that about the events very, very useful. As you can see, it's a great tool for actually bringing all of the content of your events into one place. So you've not just got the Bible reading there, you've got all of the notes and anything you need to essentially share things amongst your group. And I hope you find that informative and helpful, and you can use it going forward. Do spend some time getting to know the YouVersion Bible app. It is a great tool for discipleship, and please actually dive into it. So I'm going to put into the links below. I'm going to include obviously links to the YouVersion page again, things to the YouVersion help page, because they've constructed their own very good help content in there. They've also got a really good YouTube channel, and again that's got a lot of helpful videos. Goes into a lot more detail than what I've covered, covering all aspects of the Bible app and getting the best out of it. If you've enjoyed this content that I've done on the YouVersion app, then do please like and subscribe and leave comments below, so as I know that I'm giving you the information you need. So please actually do think about subscribing and doing all those things as well. I'm not going to do any more videos on YouVersion at this time. I'm going to move on to some other apps, and so obviously watch this space, and we're going to look at some of the other tools that are available for discipleship. So that'll be there's a couple of other Bible apps that I want to explore. There's some of the meeting apps that we actually want to go into. Using social media, lots of other things that we can actually do as discipleship. So until next time, I'll see you later.